$1.18 that's left over. And that's where I question what to do with it. It can either go towards debt, which is the goal, or we can save this money for fixing the vehicle. Hey friends, welcome back to Debt Haters, where I get you and you get me, because we're all on a journey to live a life that's debt free. If you're new around here, my name is Alina, and my family of 4 lives off of my husband's public school teacher salary. So we are low income earners. Hashtag Team Tiny Shovel. We started our debt-free journey with 6 figures of student loan debt, and we are on a mission to pay it off by increasing our income. We're all friends here, so go ahead and subscribe so we can cheer each other on. In today's video, we're going to budget the paycheck from my husband's second job. But first, let's see how we did with last week's paycheck. Here is last week's paycheck. I just have it in this binder here. And as you can see, there is a little guest here. If you can tell, this is throwing it way back. This is the envelope system, the cash envelope system from Financial Peace University. Went through FPU in 2013, 2014, a long time. It's been almost 10 years. We only have 2 items where we are using cash again, one being groceries. Of course, tithing, groceries, gas, everything came out and went through okay. Combined our service fee, that went through. Rent and water. So about that. So we moved in September, and our rent I did not get correct. I actually needed to add $35 to this, which I ended up taking out of an account that we have to save on taxes, since my husband's doing some self-employment to increase that income. We put aside some of the money he makes for taxes for the following year. I took $35 out of that. Since I had a zero-based budget and there was not enough money and I made a mistake here, I just took it from there. Also, car insurance went through okay. Apple went through okay. Google did not go through. The date is wrong. So that money's just going to sit there. Sprint, and then also Teachable. This was the first time of us using Teachable, so there is an added fee with that. So if you remember, I added a $5 buffer to our account. So though it was a zero-based budget, $5 stayed in our account just for what I thought would happen, like gotcha fees or these fees that I just didn't know about. So there was a $3.61 fee for Teachable, and it ended up being more than $39. Because of that $5, we did not overdraft. So that was good, and everything else went, and our emergency fund. Let's get into the budget. My husband got paid from his second job. He does it after school hours, and it's $30 an hour, and he gets home around like 7. So he's gone basically from 7 to 7, but hey, that's the price that you have to pay. So the pay period that we are going to budget for is November 4th, when he got paid, and it's going to go through next Thursday on November 10th. This is his extra job, and he was paid $784.05. And believe it or not, I earned a little money, so I do some eBay on the side, and something sold this week. So I got a little money. It's not a lot. It was just one item. It was $19.07. Basically, it was just a jacket. Maybe I'll pop it up on the screen so you can see it. I sold the jacket for $22.99 plus $9.99 shipping. And after the fees and everything, this was my payout. For rollover, we had $184.72. Now this rollover was the gas and the groceries that you saw in those cash envelopes, in addition to September's electric bill, Long story, but we did not pay September's bill because the money was not in the account. And so they just added it on to this month. So for this paycheck, the total amount that we are budgeting for is $987.84. This is our total income for this week, and we're going to make it a zero-based budget. So we're going to tell every dollar what to do. It's going to work for us, and we are going to know where everything's going. First up, we have our giving. We are Christians and we believe in giving. We still have Google storage that did not come out. We still need to account for. We don't want to just spend that money because it didn't come out. It needs to stay there. Groceries. So I say groceries, and that includes our household needs as well. Toilet paper, dish liquid, laundry soap, toothpaste. I buy it all because I usually shop like at Waldy. I usually shop at Aldi or Walmart and Kroger, and I'll pick up those items as I'm picking up the food that we're eating. For this week, I'm just going to get $155. Since there was already $5 in there, that's all I think we're going to need. For gas, we are going to get $40 and split it between, we have two vehicles. One my husband drives to work every day and to his second job, and then one the children and I use. On the 7th, we have another service fee. So if you're interested to hear all the accounts that we have, let me know in the comments and I'll do a video on it. Different accounts have different service fees because either we have not met the standards that the bank has, like a certain amount or what have you. But it worked out for us to go ahead and have separate accounts where bills come out of. So there's a service fee. That might change because $5 times all these accounts does add up, especially if every dollar is trying to go towards that, every extra dollar. So we definitely need to probably revisit that and see what we can do. Internet is due this time of the month as well. It's $75.93. Just like Sprint from the last video, if you remember, the internet has gone up. It did not always cost this much for internet. And so I think a promotion has run out, and we probably need to try to call and see if we can get our bill lowered. Now, electric is due, and like I said, it's because we haven't paid in 2 months. So it's $264 even. That money is in there now. So rest assured, this electric bill will be paid off. The buffers, so that our account is not just sitting at zero, or I like to make sure there's at least $5 in there, just to account for anything I may have missed or may not have timed well and it comes out. Because a lot of times when you do online banking or when you pay things by online, the day that it's due and it automatically withdraws, the day that's due is not when it hits the bank. And sometimes that can mess things up. We are not the best at being super organized. We're getting there though. We're definitely trying to get there. Thus, you have this. So I just like to leave that in there for now. Hopefully we'll get to the point where we don't need that. And we are very sure and we know what we're doing and it's organized. All the total expenses equaled $635.92. That number is less than that. What's remaining is $351.92. Well, our most current goal was to fund our emergency fund back up. So we are following the Dave Ramsey baby steps. Baby step 1 is to get $1,000. We had $1,000, but then we had some car issues and we had to use that money to fix the vehicle that my husband drives. After last week's contribution to the emergency fund, our emergency fund is up to $773.26. We're going to use some of this money to get that back up to $1,000. In order to get this back up to $1,000, we needed $226.74. and that gets our emergency fund back up to $1,000. However, luck would have it that this week we had some warning lights show up. What depleted the emergency fund was one car, and now the other car seems like it needs some work, or at least a diagnostic. So I don't know if really we should spend this money. Well, definitely we should keep it in the emergency fund, but after that, there is still $125.18 that's left over. And that's where I question what to do with it. It can either go towards debt, which is the goal, and I can just put it, we have an account that we pay all our debt, and so I can put in an account, and at the end of the month, throw it all to a student loan, at least part of it. Or we can save this money for fixing the vehicle. Dave actually talked about it recently. He talked to someone who's a business owner, and Dave actually used the term sinking funds. Now, I don't know if you're still on baby step 1 or 2 or 3, if you should be having sinking funds or not, or if the focus should just be paying off debt and any extra money should just go to debt. Because I feel like you can get kind of carried away with sinking funds. Like, you can have a sinking fund for everything, but I know with vehicles, it shouldn't be a surprise or an emergency that you need tires or you need an oil change or the engine light's on, and it should just be expected. It's a machine. It's going to wear out eventually. So me and my husband, we're going to talk about it. I think we're leaning towards just throwing it to debt and keep doing what we're doing, using the emergency fund as an also car maintenance fund. I am considering, again, which I've considered for at least a couple years now, like just going out, getting a part-time job, or keep doing what we're doing. Let me know in the comments if you think emergency funds can also be used as a sinking fund in a sense, or should emergency funds only be used for things you can't tell are coming up? And remember, wherever you are in your debt-free journey, keep at it. I'll see you in the next one.